So, and can you introduce yourself and the name of your movie?
I'm David Wilson, and I'm the co-director of We Always Lie to Strangers.
Now, the movie's about Branson, Missouri. How long were you within the boundaries of Branson to produce this film?
We started shooting in fall of 2007. We ended in December of 2012. Along the way, of course, there was trips back and forth, but we spent quite a lot of time there.
Now, it sounds like you almost have enough to do some sort of TV series about Branson. Is there enough still left in the can to make a mini-series of sorts?
I think there is.
Would that include like the guys with the you're talking about the water park that never got made?
Oh yeah, I mean, there's those guys. There's the only Wiccan African American lesbian in Branson. We spent a lot of time with her, and she has a great story. There's the Belarusian DJ who spins at an international night once a week. There are so many amazing, surprising stories there.
So, and all this stuff is cataloged and ready to be edited if you ever have something?
It is.
So, I mean, because the film itself is just the texture, the Presley family and the Lennon family. Did they ever intermingle?
A little bit, and more towards the end. And there were even moments where I thought, like, oh, could this movie just be the Presleys and the Lennons? But we wanted that whole scope, and we wanted Chip in there. And
Oh, well, Chip's compelling. I mean, that's, Chip and his boyfriend. Was there any, because I mean, emotionally at the end, the boyfriend just opens up. Now, how's he doing?
he's doing okay. He just watched the film, and he really likes the film. It was a tough relationship. It was a tough time.
Now, what was your favorite part of being in Branson for that long?
We got really into having brunch.
Now, the breakfast shows, they talked about that earlier with the Lennons. What time does a breakfast show start in that town?
Usually 9 or 10 a.m., so not super early.
So it's over by lunch?
Yeah.
Wow. But that's a crowd that, and you were talking earlier, the buses that used to bring people there. Was it easier for a show to keep going as long as they could bring 2 or 3 buses to the building?
Yeah, I mean, they still measure it by, hey, we have a good night, we have 3 buses or whatever. I mean, on big nights, there would be lines and lines of buses, lined up just depositing people off. Presley Theater seats more than I want to say 2,500 people, and it's full most nights.
Jeez. And the redhead that was performing an All-American Variety show.
Alicia,
is she applying for reality shows to date guys on camera? Because she was just an amazing bundle of energy out there.
Alicia is a gem, and she was one of my favorite people to meet in Branson.
What is she up to now?
She's in a show. She is in a show called Legends down there, and yeah.
Is that Johnny Vudo? No.
No, it's actually a chain show. There's one in Vegas also.
Okay, because I think I saw something like that in Pigeon Forge.
Could be.
With Charlie Hodge as part of the show.
Whoa.
That was hilarious. It was Charlie and an Elvis Presley impersonator, but basically you were seeing him getting to do what Charlie Hodge does. It was fantastic. Now, what you got to meet Andy Williams. The angle, I hate to say it, the angle you took of Andy at that one event, you really got to see. If you want to understand, were you kind of like sitting there in the editing room going, wow, that's how you get a tuck done?
Yeah. That, I mean, I didn't even realize, I think, when we were shooting, but in the editing room, Andy had some work done.
It was. Now that was your interview with Andy. Are you going to be able to put that online or make it part of the DVD and hopefully?
Yeah, I think it could be something. I mean, it's getting to talk to Lloyd before he died, getting to talk to Andy before he died. Those are now pieces of Branson's history, and we feel lucky to have them, and we'll certainly want to make sure that they stay there as pieces of history.
Now, how did you avoid Yakov Smirnoff talking to you for 10 hours?
Yakov's pretty great, and we talked to him a couple times and thought at one moment he might play a larger role in the movie, but in the end he didn't.
I just enjoy Yakov, but there was just that feeling of, hey, it's Yakov. Oh, he's not talking to us again. But now would Yakov be somebody for an eventual site? I mean, you've got enough footage for more projects. That's the odd part.
Yeah, we don't have nearly enough of Yakov to do something, but he's a great character. Go back.
What are the big shows now out there?
There's a show called Six. It's very popular. Like the Presleys and the Bald Knobbers continue to be, 2 of the biggest shows. Shoji Tabuchi, who wasn't in the movie at all.
The fiddle player.
Mm-hmm. Shoji's still a hit. His bathrooms are still seen by, hundreds of thousands of people every year.
Oh, jeez. Now, how come Cirque du Soleil hasn't taken over Branson yet, like they've done Vegas?
I think they're a little too edgy. There's a circus there now. I think it's called Cirque du Masque, it's a Cirque du Soleil kind of knockoff that seems to has some sort of hold. It's hard to get an actor to stick in Branson. I mean, you see in the movie, you see the Magnificent Variety Show and what Tamara's going through. It's really competitive, and there's a lot of people say there are too many shows.
Now, did you notice that your film links up to the Queen of Versailles as you show up at a Westgate resort to promote the thing?
Right.
This almost seems to be the same economic feel of that Queen of Versailles as people are trying to come back to town.
I think that's a really fascinating thing for me in that it does have the economic roller coaster, and it is. I mean, these people aren't as wealthy as the couple in Queen of Versailles, but it's a very different thing to document people who are comparatively well off, and maybe more so than the filmmakers, and it changes the power dynamic. And many documentaries take place with people who are not well off or are poor and have far less power than the filmmakers. And I'm really fascinated by that power dynamic and what kinds of films it ends up leading to.
Now, how many times have you gone? Well, you just finished the film. So do you plan on vacationing with friends and family in Branson soon?
I was back in Branson last weekend. So.
And how bad's the traffic?
Well, Main Street's bad, but once you learn the side streets, you'll be okay.
Cool. And the film, has it got any sort of release yet, or?
Not yet. Hopefully we'll have news in the next month or so, sometime in May. But you can check wealwayslietostrangers.com and our Facebook page for all the updates.
And can I back up and get a twirl so we can see the whole jacket again? And this was loaned to you by?
Presley's Country Jubilee.
Okay. Thank you so much.